It is currently Tuesday, March 14th at 6:47 p.m. We are in the midst of free agency. Moves are literally happening as we record this probably. We just recorded a mock draft. We don't know what you guys are seeing first, so either go check it out or be on the lookout for that. I think that came out yesterday. Or I don't know how I want to do it. But don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, here's a word from our sponsor.
Little Italy Pizzeria, located in Townsend, Delaware. Be sure to come in and check it out. Let them know that the greatest podcast on turf sent you. They will take care of you. Show proof that you're subscribed, that you listen to us. They will hook you up with an additional discount. If this guy's here, he is offered to buy meals. So this is most likely a part 1 to a part 2 series, just because of all the shit that's gone down so far. We definitely have a solid video for this one, and we probably will have another solid video.
Yeah, I mean, because the next one will probably have Lamar Rodgers, because he's going on McAfee tomorrow as we're recording this, so he may have already signed by the time you guys are seeing this.
So there's definitely DeAndre Hopkins becoming a Cowboy.
Odell's still out there.
Becoming a Cowboy.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot to do. So we're just going to start with the most recent things that we have seen and give an analysis.
Yeah, I'll let you take this one because you got it on your laptop and I don't want to touch mine.
How down bad do we want to get into this?
I say we just kind of go with the flow, see what happens. If it's a big name, we talk about it. Trades, free agent acquisitions.
Carolina picked up the Red Rider. How do we feel?
I mean, Carolina bringing in the Red Rocket is just...
That's not his name, bro. It's not his name.
I mean, that's definitely their bridge quarterback. This is good for them because they are getting a rookie quarterback. They did just trade up for the number 1 overall pick. We kind of talked about that more in depth on the mock draft we just dropped. So go check that out if you guys want to hear our analysis on that. But, I mean, it is their bridge quarterback. I mean, it's definitely not the worst thing in the world just to give that Sherlock veteran quarterback on the roster. Like guys like him, Teddy Bridgewater's another guy, Jacoby Brissett, guys kind of like that. But it's good because, I mean, if they do decide to go, say, the Anthony Richardson route at 1, that's probably a good thing for them because he's got a veteran. Aunt Rich is a little more raw, but he has the highest ceiling out of probably the 4 quarterbacks. Me personally, I think they're going C.J. Stroud, who's my QB1. But even then, it could be good to have him with Andy Dalton. Kind of similar play styles. I would say C.J. Stroud's a little more... I would say he's shown more in the small sample size we have that he can scramble more. I think a pretty accurate comparison is like a Joe Burrow for a C.J. Stroud. But Andy Dalton, he can get it done on the run too. We've seen him do read options and shit before and have somewhat success. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty good quarterback to have on the team with a head coach that is notorious for developing quarterbacks. So, I mean, I kind of like them bringing him in. I mean, I kind of saw it coming because you don't want a quarterback room of Matt Corral. As much as I like Matt Corral, you don't want him to be the backup when you have a rookie quarterback. Especially Matt Corral missed his whole rookie season. So I think it was really good for Carolina bringing in a veteran, although it is Andy Dalton.
Next up, the Eagles, they re-signed James Bradberry to a 3-year, $38 million deal. This is shortly after the Cowboys acquired Stephon Gilmore, which we will touch on later.
Yeah.
The Eagles have also told Darius Slay that he has permission to seek a trade, and we're not really sure what that is going to unfold. It probably is going to be Darius Slay coming back, in my opinion. But I could see him leaving just because of the fact that they brought in Bradberry.
Yeah.
And Bradberry might be their number 1 corner now. I kind of think the Eagles are gearing up for one last push until a temporary rebuild. Temporary rebuilds happen.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of said it best with them bringing back Bradberry and giving Kelsey $14 million for 1 more year. It's kind of like, all right, all in, we think we got it. The NFC's so not deep. Let's go.
And I'm hoping the Cowboys match them, but God knows.
Yeah, I mean, you really never know, but I mean, I think the Eagles kind of had to. I think the Eagles, they lost their 2 starting linebackers, Kazir White, TJ Edwards. They lost Javon Hargrave, which granted, definitely could have saw coming with them using a premium pick on Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
losing Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, they got to. I think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has to be their highest priority back. Apparently, he's linked to the Broncos. He was on the phone with Sean Payton, followed a bunch of Broncos players on IG. I don't know how much you want to look into that, but the storyline, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think the Eagles, they're definitely good enough to the point where if they can bring back a few key pieces and maybe even bring in some guys and have another really well draft and offseason from Harry Roseman, they're definitely up there to compete. I know it's not saying much because in the NFC, you really only got what? Philly, Dallas,
San
Fran, maybe Seattle.
Philly, Dallas, San Fran.
Maybe the Rams. I don't know. They just traded Ramsey, lost Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner's gonna be a Cowboy, so
Sounds like that ship has sailed, bringing back LVE, but
shit. Damn.
I'd rather have Leighton Vander Esch than Bobby Wagner, though. That's just me.
For the price that we got him, yeah, I agree.
I mean, $5.5 million a year for Leighton Vander Esch over 2 years. That's really good.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Leighton Vander Esch, we can touch on that because he's not going to be on this list. Cowboys re-signed him for a 2-year, $11 million deal.
Great.
It's with the price, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ask for more, but I'm glad that we got him for what we did. Granted, he doesn't play full season, so we kind of have to take that into account. But when he's on the field, he's, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I'm a big Leighton Vander Esch guy. I would have loved for the Patriots to go out and grab him, but
Especially for that price.
I mean, $5.5 million a year for Vander Esch. I mean, that's solid.
Yeah. Next up, not going to touch on it long. Raiders got Philip Dorsett, whatever. The Broncos brought in Samaje Perine, whatever. He's going to be the number 2 to Javonte, most likely.
That's a great number 2, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've seen him do it in Cincy. He can take over for number 1 if Javonte's out because he has
the body for it, and he can pass block, and he can catch passes pretty good. So there's good things there.
Broncos made a splash.
I'm not even talking about Victor Bolden and Freddie Swain. They waived them. They let them guys go.
Oh, no, but they got Mike McGlinchey and another offensive lineman, too.
Well, we didn't get there.
I know. I was just saying that Broncos have been making some moves.
Steelers, they signed Larry Ogunjobi to a 3-year, $28 million deal. It's about $9 million a year, $10 million a year. It's fine. $10 million ain't going to hurt nobody.
I don't hate it. I mean, with Cam Hayward on the D-line getting a little bit older, I mean, that helps. You still have T.J. Watt. I mean, that's a solid bring in. And they do have DeMarvin Leal, who started out hot.
Yeah. Cowboys signed Donovan Wilson to a 3-year, $21 million contract.
Love it.
Stud for $7 million a year. Cowboys also traded for Stephon Gilmore for a 5th-round pick. This was a contract trade. Contract trades happen. So a lot of people don't understand contract trades, but, we'll just let them rock.
Enlighten them.
Basically, if a player is getting too much money to what a team can afford, then you can get them pretty cheap. For example, the Indianapolis Colts are in a rebuild. So why the hell would they why would they want to hold a Stephon Gilmore who don't want to be there? And why would they pay Stephon Gilmore?
Who's also 32 years old.
He's not going to win them a Super Bowl.
No.
He will not win. The Colts won't be doing anything. So that's why they moved on from him. The Rams, they didn't think Ramsey was worth it. The Cowboys didn't think Amari Cooper was worth it.
Yeah.
We can go on and on about these guys that were traded for a 5th-round pick, and then we say, oh, no, why was he traded for that? It's because they're getting paid too much damn money.
Yeah.
Essentially. Al Lazard is a Jet. Apparently, Rodgers gave him a Christmas list. He said, if you get these guys, I'll be a Jet.
So it was like Aaron Rodgers gave the Jets a side quest. Bunch of side quests.
If you get this done, I'll be a Jet. So that makes me think that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be a Jet tomorrow, just because of the fact that they don't have Odell yet. I feel like Odell was probably the number 1 on that list if that list was true. Because anybody can get Randall Cobb. I can go get Randall Cobb.
Get him on the podcast. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I don't know if I'm that good. But either way, Alan Lazard is a Jet, and it's looking more and more likely that Aaron Rodgers will be following Mr. Hackett in New York.
Yeah.
J.D. McKissick was released by Washington.
Who?
J.D. McKissick, the starter over Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Eagles brought in Rashad Penny.
Not sure why. He sucks.
He's good when he plays, but that dude don't play
when
football.
He plays. Yeah, literally.
That dude don't play football.
It's fine because they're getting Bijan.
Yeah.
Literally, they're drafting Bijan at 10.
Cardinals signed Kazir White.
Good signing for them, athletic linebacker. Just keep adding athletic pieces to the defense. I guess it's got to work out eventually.
Raiders brought in Jacoby Myers for a 3-year, $33 million deal.
I'm not sure why the Patriots didn't do that. It's a cheap price for Jacoby Myers. He was a New England guy. I'm really not sure what the fuck we're doing. But
it's a little awkward when he sees Chandler Jones, the guy who he threw the game to.
I'm sure they'll laugh about it, though. I mean, I wish the Patriots kept Jacoby, but I mean, there's a method to the madness, I guess.
Yeah. Darren Waller was traded to the New York Giants for a 3rd-round pick. 3rd round's a little steep. I ain't gonna lie. A little steep. Ramsey was the 3rd. I don't know what Darren Waller's contract is, but I guarantee it's not that friendly.
I don't think.
Especially when he fell off a cliff last year.
Yeah. Well, he was hurt.
3-year, $51 million deal. $15 million a year for that. Nope. I'm good. Michael Thomas signed back with the Saints. 1 year, $10 million deal. I think it has a lot of incentives.
Yeah, it probably does.
Kelsey signed back with the Eagles for a 1 year, $14.25 million deal. We touched on this earlier. This screams, Kelsey's coming back for 1 year. He's obviously not coming back for 2. He damn near wasn't coming back for this one.
I mean, he did the same thing last year.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been 2 or 3 years in a row where Jason Kelsey's kind of hinted retirement and then been like, I'm back.
He's definitely running out of time. Lane Johnson's probably running out of time. This team in general, Fletcher Cox, is running out of time. So
I mean, him and Brandon Graham, I think they're both free agents.
I think Brandon Graham is.
Graham, Fletcher Cox. They Isaac Semalu's still a free agent.
Brandon Graham's going to re-sign with the Eagles. It ain't about the money, he says. What a sweet guy.
the Eagles, they were just.
I don't see anything about Fletcher Cox. Yeah. Eagles are the Saints.
Yeah. The Eagles...
in a better situation, honestly.
I agree with what you said 100%. The Eagles are going to be in a weird spot. Because you got Jalen Hurts, who's eligible for an extension now. After this upcoming season, Devontae's due for an extension. I'm not sure how much longer A.J. Brown's under contract for. Your offensive line's getting older. Yes, you have some young depth, and you have some depth in there to help it out. But it only goes so far. Your defense leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, you have some young pieces. I know Philly fans love Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis. Yeah, they're great. But, it only goes so far. You can only go so far with a bunch of young pieces, young fan favorites on defense who we really haven't seen a lot of, I feel like.
Their young fan favorites were T.J. Edwards, and he's gone.
Yeah, TJ.
He wasn't even that
you remember my brother raving about their linebacking core, T.J. Edwards and Kaiser White.
Yeah.
You did bring back Bradbury. Is James Bradbury that good?
I don't know. There's a chance he's just a good number 2 corner. He was really good in the last year of the Giants, and then he disappeared on the Giants, and now he was good with Philly. But he doesn't go against anybody quite yet, so we don't really know.
And this is a pressing question, and this is going up on TikTok and shit. Is Darius Slay that good? Because I see it, but I don't.
It depends on your terms of that. I'm not going to be a hater. I don't know if he's top 5, but he's
around
top
5. 3? Because they're saying top 3.
I don't think he's top 3. I think he's around 5.
Yeah.
I respect him. I respect that. I'm not sure he's top 3, but he's around that 5 mark.
Yeah, it's just the Eagles, they're going to be in a weird spot. They had to win that Super Bowl last year. They had to. With the situation, it was there. Hurts on his rookie deal.
I don't know if they had to, but I think that's their best opportunity. I think they have another decent opportunity next year, but I'm not sure it's going to.
I said after the Super Bowl, I said the Eagles title window is after losing the Super Bowl. I said it's either this season, this upcoming season, or next season. Before it gets weird.
It's going to become a time where you're going to need to know if your quarterback is good enough to win on his contract.
Yeah.
And only a few of them are.
I know. Hence why, Lamar is still there. It's quarterbacks in the contracts are so weird. But that's I don't know. Here, pressing question. This was the question I texted you as a side note. I've seen people on Twitter debating this, and I want your thoughts. Because I think that there's a clear-cut right answer. Would you rather have Anthony Richardson on his 4-year rookie deal with a 5th-year option, or Lamar Jackson on a contract with $200 million guaranteed?
It's Lamar Jackson because of what he has done, and I know that he is an MVP caliber quarterback. But I understand the vision because if Anthony Richardson comes out and he's good, then it's obviously Anthony Richardson, and it's not close. If you gave me some type of security with Anthony Richardson, I would say Anthony Richardson. But I have no security.
Well, yeah, but that's the question, though.
Exactly. So I'm taking
Rich
Lamar.
with no security or Lamar with a $200 million guarantee. I'm taking Lamar, too, and I don't see how people are saying Anthony Richardson.
If it was Caleb Williams, I'm taking Caleb. Just because I think Caleb's going to be good, and that's why I would take him. But I don't know if Anthony Richardson was not that accurate in college.
Yeah.
Dude's just an athletic.
Granted, he didn't have any playmakers, really.
I'm not saying we don't know. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's
all right. So I'll leave it at this. This is 3 clips back to back to back, making it so easy for me to edit. NFL drafts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback class consists of Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence are top 2. Who are you taking 101?
I'm taking Caleb.
And I'm taking Trevor.
Trevor does not make throws that Caleb Williams does.
Trevor's the truth, bro. Trevor's winning.
Trevor
winning.
Trevor cannot make throws that Caleb Williams does. I'm not sure anybody can make throws that Caleb Williams does
Add it
besides
to
Patrick Mahomes.
This is a Phoenix Suns NBA Finals type.
There's only one man on this earth that can make throws like Caleb
Trevor's
Williams.
winning a Super Bowl within the next 5 years.
No, he's not.
He is.
Do you want to bet?
Yes, I do.
It's a horrible bet.
Trevor's winning
You're
a Super Bowl
giving
in
me the
5
field.
years. Trevor's winning a Super Bowl in 5 years.
You're giving me the field and he's in the AFC. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yep.
20? You're giving me Joe Burrow,
I mean,
Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Let's think the way the financials are set up lately, and considering how today's gone, the fact that I spent like a fourth of my savings on gas today, fuck it, well, it's scare money.
I mean, it's 5 years when you have to pay me, so it's fine.
That's true.
Just keep backloading it like quarterback contracts.
I mean, there could be a lot that happens in 5 years. I mean, even like a year from now.
Yeah.
Shout out to the first ladies of the greatest podcast on turf.
Yeah, sure.
But so you're really taking Trevor over Caleb?
No.
You're really taking Caleb over Trevor.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Granted, I know it's a risk, but I'm taking Caleb. I don't care.
That's fair.
Let's see. Noah
I'm
Brown
is
is the
surgical
Texan.
on that last clip.
Noah Brown is the Texan.
Nice. Good for the Texans. Add another piece to the receiver room, man, that we just so highly spoke of.
Shaq Mason was traded to the Houston Texans for a 7th-round pick.
Yeah, when I got the notification,
he was traded with a 7th-round pick for a 6th-round pick. Shaq
Damn.
got a 7th for 6. Remember those contract trades we were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I remember just from Madden, I'm pretty sure Shaq Mason's like between a 13 and 16 mil around this time on his contract.
It's smart for the Texans because, I mean, by the time your rookie quarterback's ready to win a Super Bowl, Shaq Mason probably won't be on your roster.
No.
So this is simply bringing in a veteran to help protect him.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you have a quarterback, and I really think it's Bryce Young.
Whoever it is, I'm sure he appreciates it.
Oh, yeah. Again, the Texans' O-line is, like, sneaky good. If you don't move from Laramie Tunsil, you got Tunsil at left tackle. You got Shaq Mason left guard. Not sure who the center is. Then you got Kenyon Green, versatile right guard, or Titus Howard, versatile tackle. Titus Howard was better at guard, so him having to move back to tackle may be a slight liability. But, I mean, on paper, it's really not a bad offensive line for whoever they have coming in at quarterback.
We've been saying for a while, the Texans have been doing it right. They just need a quarterback.
And they bought the coach, and now they just need a quarterback and keep adding up on the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, after their first quarterback pick, I could literally see them just going defense. With D'Amico Ryans there, with bringing in Jimmy Ward, and with the Jalen Petries and the Derek Stingley Jr. on the defense that you have already, it's kind of like, you get your franchise quarterback, your offense is okay, you have Dameon Pierce, serviceable receivers, and a serviceable line for year one. Then you literally give D'Amico Ryans one of the best defensive-minded coaches in the league, probably the best defensive coordinator in the league for the time he's been there, or even over the past few years, you could say. Just let him have his pick of the litter on who's available in defense, because you have that 12th pick. You have that early first-round pick, a second-round pick. I mean, you have the picks to get value on defense. So now, like you said, they've been doing it right.
The Bears. They've also been...
The Bears are this year's Jags.
They signed T.J. Edwards to a 3-year, $19.5 million deal, and they also signed Jermaine Edmonds to a 4-year, $72 million deal, trying to fill that Roquan Smith void.
What is that? 4-year, 72?
It's about 18.
Damn.
16.
I guess Van Der Esch must just suck. Because how are you getting Van Der Esch for $5 a year and Tremaine Edmonds for $17?
Because Tremaine Edmonds plays football all year.
That's true. But Chicago's this year's...
We got Leighton cheaper than they got T.J. Edwards.
Damn. Good for the Cowboys. Good for Jerry. I guess they see the vision that they can realistically play for a Super Bowl.
There's the Broncos lineman you were talking about. Ben Powers, Oklahoma legend.
Yes. So look at it like this. Chicago is this year's Jags. I tweeted about it. They have their quarterback in Jay Fields.
Yep.
Now, granted, Jags didn't trade back from the number 1 pick and get a bunch of assets, but they spent big on free agency, and contrary, against all odds, it kind of paid off. Trevor's second year, huge jump, made the playoffs, almost beat Kansas City. Then, you got Chicago. They have their quarterback of the future in Jay Fields. They just got him a great receiver in DJ Moore, whose fantasy value just went up, and I have a feeling he's going to be on a lot of my teams again, unfortunately. Do you have a bunch of draft picks, and you've gotten a few key pieces on defense. You solidified your linebacker core. You have the 9th overall pick, which you're probably going to have your pick of the litter at offensive tackle.
They also brought in Nate Davis to a 3-year, $30 million deal to play guard.
Literally, just helping out Justin Fields. The Chicago Bears are doing it exactly right. Now, granted, we weren't saying this last year because they did go defensive heavy in the draft.
They literally gave him the finger last year.
But I guess, I mean,
still kind of going defensive heavy, but
yeah, but I mean, I think they're doing it right. They have a bunch of assets. They can still make moves to bring in players or even move up in the draft if they really like someone with the assets they've acquired. Yeah. So I really think Chicago is on the right foot, and I really think that they saw how wide open that division is with Rodgers leaving, with Minnesota being Minnesota, and with Detroit is... Yes, Detroit was good last year and they made some noise, but it's still Detroit. I think that division is going to be very close, but I think it's anyone's division.
I feel like Chicago and the Lions are going to be possibly the 2 top dogs, and it's going to be a flip of the script.
I think so too, because I mean Minnesota
don't have a defense.
Trying to move Dalvin Cook. I mean their offense is fine probably. You have Christian Darrisaw, who's one of the best tackles. Brian O'Neill, who got a big payday, who's good. Your interior line's solid. You got Dalvin Cook and Madison at your running backs. It's a great 1-2 punch. You got measly Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, who's the best receiver in football. And Green Bay is Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Green Bay.
Green Bay's I hate the Packers. I hate Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur is a scrub. He's a shitty coach.
We'll see how good of a coach he is this year.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Powers signed to the Broncos for a 4-year, $51 million deal.
And Mike McGlinchey also signed a big right tackle contract.
Yeah, I don't see his yet.
I mean...
How much was his for?
I don't remember. Broncos made a big splash. Though they're out there making moves. They're linked to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Helping out the O-line. They bought in their future starter in Jarrett Stidham. They're actively shopping the receivers, rightfully so, Judy, Sutton, and Hamler.
Yeah, rightfully so, because they're...
You got Tim Patrick coming off the injury, Javonte coming off the injury, you bought in some IJP Ron. And for as young as your defense is, it really wasn't that bad last year.
Granted, I still don't believe in them one bit.
I hate that I'm back on this fucking Broncos train again. I hate it because I've been on it for the past 3 years, and it's just been loss after loss after losing money. Stupid-ass bet. This is the year.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I know.
Panthers brought in Von Bell to a 3-year, $22.5 million contract.
Old safety. I mean,
cool. He ain't bad for $7 million.
Him and Jeremy Chin. That's
he ain't old.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I forgot. I'm sorry. I mean, him. And,
we had this talk last time. Dude's 25.
Then you got Jeremy Chin back there as well as a stud.
Yeah. J.C. Horn. They got a decent squad.
They got J.C. Horn, C.J. Henderson, and they bought back. What's his name? Dante Jackson, yeah.
Javon Hargrave is a 49er for 4 years, $84 million for a defensive tackle. It's $21 million a year.
Damn.
It's crazy.
I don't know why I started that at 12 mil. Again, I'm just not a math guy.
That's crazy money for a interior defensive lineman.
I guess the 49ers, they're kind of worried about the defense and losing D'Amico, so they're kind of trying to mirror. I mean, losing D'Amico Ryans and Robert Saleh back-to-back years has to hurt.
I feel like they can go get DeForest Buckner for $21 million a year.
That's about what he's worth. I mean, that's about his contract.
Ain't DeForest Buckner a free agent?
No, I don't think so. Is he? No, I don't think so.
I saw him tweet something about... He tweeted something.
Maybe he might be on the move again. One of the contract trades, he's making stupid-ass money. What's his contract? He's got to be high.
He's a trade target. Okay, he's traded.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think he wants... I'm pretty sure he wants out or something.
I mean,
DeForest Buckner signed a 4-year, $84 million contract with the Colts. It's literally the same
Last
deal.
I checked, Javon Hargrave isn't as good as... they're just So you traded DeForest Buckner for a first-round pick, Which you drafted Javon Kinlaw, who hasn't really panned out. Didn't work out. Then you pay Javon Hargrave exactly what DeForest Buckner got paid.
Because you didn't want to pay DeForest Buckner.
Yes.
And now DeForest Buckner is only 20 years old, and that's not even that old for a defensive
And DeForest Buckner is, in my opinion, a bit better than Javon Hargrave, but that's just me.
Javon Hargrave, there's no way. There's no way.
He's 30.
Javon Hargrave is older than DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, he is. Pretty sure Javon Hargrave was a Steeler.
Who the hell is the Giant or the
John Lynch.
He's an idiot. That GM sucks.
And they still don't know what they're doing at quarterback. And they just lost their starting right tackle, who was really good.
They don't know what the hell they're doing. Anyways.
I mean, what, are you going Trey Lance off the foot or Brock Purdy off the throwing arm injury? Just can't get any worse.
They signed a quarterback, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they signed a quarterback. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. Who was it, though?
Damn, I'm trying to think of
I don't know who it was. Sam Darnold.
Even better. Let's go.
I mean, I guess they're going three.
Bad.
I guess they're toting 3 quarterbacks all year after what happened last season.
Sam Darnold ain't bad.
That's a great third-string quarterback. Solid 2.
Problem is, he's week 1 starter. Their O-line sucks, dude. Their defense is so good.
I mean, what do they have? Oh, no. Trent Brown, Aaron Banks ain't bad. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the defense, Samson Ibukam was good. Kerry Hyder Jr. was good. I mean, Javon Hargrave, Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead. Charles Omenihu was great depth for them.
I feel like the Niners only have about 8 people on their team, and the rest just suck.
Talanoa Hufanga's a stud. I don't know how Tashawn Gibson's still playing. Char Ward. They could use some help at corner.
Fred they have a lot of draft picks, good. So.
Do they?
Yes.
How?
They got every single comp pick in the book. They had 7 comp picks.
Did they really? Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Let me see if I can pull up their draft picks.
Damn.
Hopefully it don't take me long.
That's...
And they're all like they're like 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks. Oh my god. Here we go. That says 2022.
Yeah, it does.
There's no way.
I mean, on paper, hold on. They had a great draft last year.
That don't matter.
Well, you had 2022 typed in.
There you go. No, I didn't.
You just changed the 2 to the 3 in the search bar.
Oh, then I guess it was added. It was like...
Okay, so they don't pick until the end of the 3rd round.
However...
you pick 99, 101, 102 in the 3rd round. Then you pick 155, 164, 173 in the 5th. You have 1 6th round pick and 4 7th round picks.
I say they just move all these up for like a 2nd rounder and just send it.
Who the fuck is taking that?
Somebody would take that.
What? 2?
Like all these.
3 5s, a 6, and 4 7s for a 2?
Just move all those.
I mean, I think realistically speaking,
they can make some 3s.
You package 2 7s each, turn them into 6s. Then you have 2 6. Then you turn the 3 6s into a 5th. Turn the 3 5ths into a 3rd. Then you change 4 3rds into a couple 2s, is what you do. Now, is that just completely Madden trade logic? Yes, 100,000%.
But it might work.
But it could work.
Anyways,
I mean,
back to the list.
I mean, what other big things have happened besides the trades?
Jawan Taylor.
Who? Oh yeah, Chiefs paid. I don't know why I was thinking. I was thinking Juwan Johnson from the Saints.
Just disrespectful.
Juwan Taylor got a big contract. Probably means Orlando Brown's out the door. I can see him going to Chicago for any penny he wants.
He's a Cowboy, though, for a cheap deal. Jesse Bates is a Falcon for a 4-year, $64 million.
Talk about the Falcons, because you did good on the mock draft earlier. What are they doing?
Shit. I don't even remember.
I mean,
the Falcons are... I don't know if they're doing the right thing or not. They're bringing in... They have... I guess they're assembling a expensive young core, which would, in translation, help the young quarterback they'll bring in. Because, in theory, the young core that they're bringing in, right? You bring in a bunch of guys on, like, 4-year deals. In their 3rd year, your rookie quarterback will be in his 2nd year. So it'll be Caleb Williams' 2nd year That's a Super Bowl.
But with this squad, are they getting the number one pick? I don't. Now that I think about it, I think that people are overlooking them to be in the quarterback market this year. The moves they're making, they could move up. They could. I'm telling you, the Cardinals are trading back.
Yeah.
3 of the first 4 picks are quarterback. Carolina locked to take a quarterback. Houston locked to take a quarterback. They're
still in the run for Lamar.
Arizona does not need a quarterback, and the Colts need a quarterback. So there's one more draft spot in the top 4 that a lot of teams could go move up for.
And Atlanta, in theory, could be one of them.
Yes.
What do they have to go get it? Picks. Will they do it? I don't know.
I mean, you're getting that's a solid core. Their O-line on paper isn't bad. They had 2 big O-line extensions the past 2 years. You have Drake London, who was a top 5 pick, who wasn't bad with what he was given at quarterback. You got Kyle Pitts, who was a top 4 pick, coming off the injury.
They might be doing it this year because bringing in Jesse Bates this year is too early if you're not getting a quarterback.
I think that we've been, and a lot of people, I could say myself included, have been overlooking the fact that they could be in the market for a quarterback just because I was dead set on they're going to be down there for Caleb. But I don't know. I don't know if they are.
They also signed Taylor Heineke and they have Desmond Ridder.
I mean, Desmond Ritter, you have nothing invested in Desmond Ritter. What was he, a late 3rd round pick?
I agree, but why would you bring in Taylor Heineke?
Bridge quarterback. I mean, Taylor Heineke's your quarterback that could give you 5 wins.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, Taylor Heineke's probably good for 5 wins, maybe 6, if the defense shows out a game or 2. I mean, it's weird. It's because them bringing in Taylor Heineke says to me, that's your Mariota replacement. You still don't know what you have in Desmond Ridder, so we need some insurance. Because Mariota did have the injury, and that's what that says to me, is that we don't know what we have in Des Ridder yet. We have Taylor Heineke. If I had to guess, Ridder will start out the season. They'll have a training camp batter. Ridder will start, and you'll have Heineke right there to take over the reins if Desmond Ridder shits the bed.
By about week 4.
Yes. It is weird, though, what they're doing. I mean,
we won't know until the draft, but I do kind of pick up the vibe that they're going for it now.
We are exactly 1 month and 13 days away from the NFL draft now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next up, Raiders brought in Jimmy G to a 3-year, $72 million deal.
And this is the one I don't get. How far off, in your eyes, is Derek Carr from Jimmy Garoppolo? Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo was a Josh McDaniel guy. He had a lot of success in New England when Brady was out and Josh McDaniels was the OC. But realistically, how much better does Jimmy Garoppolo make you than Derek Carr, realistically speaking? Because they're about the same tier for me.
I think Jimmy G's better, but I do agree with what you're saying.
I mean,
I don't think Jimmy G is going to save the franchise.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the Raiders are in such a weird spot where it's like you have Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers in football. You don't really have a running back now that Jacobs is gone. You just traded your tight end.
Is Jacobs gone?
He's a free agent. Or did they tag? They might have tagged him.
I don't.
They might have franchise tagged him.
I think they did.
Because I know Saquon got tagged.
I know you're sad about Darren Waller being moved.
I mean, they're in such a weird spot though, because it's like Jimmy G is not taking the Raiders to the Super Bowl. Jimmy G is not helping you compete with the Broncos, who have been making moves.
Yeah, they franchise tagged him 7 days
with
ago.
Kansas City, who's a top dog, and with the Chargers, who are another team that's in a really weird spot right now. It's just I don't see the vision. I really think that the Raiders thought that they were going to get Rodgers or Brady.
The Raiders are just a poorly ran organization, and they have been for a very long time.
I mean, when you sign John Gruden to a $100 million contract over 10 years, that's red flag number 1. But I just don't see the vision on bringing in Jimmy G and letting Derek Carr walk.
I agree. Washington's built up the O-line with Nick Gates and Andrew Wiley.
That's big for them. That's good. Good for Sam Howell.
Yeah.
And Brian Robinson and Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel.
I'm trying to look for the main points here.
I mean, I have the Ramsey trade off the top of my head.
That might be where we're at. I just got to make sure that's really where we're at. Deron Payne, 4-year, $90 million deal with Washington.
What's that? 24, 30,
82. Or, 22. 23.
Okay. I mean, it's worth it. Deron Payne's so good.
Yeah, it's a little steep for a defensive tackle, but I see the vision.
Yeah.
I think we're at Ramsey. Yeah, we're at Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey was traded from the Los Angeles Rams to the Miami Dolphins for a third-round pick and Dolphins backup tight end Hunter Long. Again, like Ryan talked about, contract trades. Ramsey made it very clear on his posts that Miami was his preferred destination. Miami is absolutely assembling a unit. Everyone in the division is making moves except New England, but what's fucking new?
Has Buffalo done anything?
They've cleared a bunch of cap, so they've cleared a lot of money.
They're about to lose a lot. They're about to clear a lot more when Diggs is a Cowboy.
It's fine because they're going to bring in Henry and Eckler and just run split backs. But I mean, now Buffalo's been restructuring contract, clearing up room. They're bringing in Derrick Henry or Austin Eckler. I feel like New England let Jacoby Myers walk, brought back John Jones, Miles Bryant.
You guys are going to be set up for when these dynasties end. So when the Bills dynasty and Jets dynasty and Dolphins dynasty is over, it's going to just be you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a rough 10 years, but once that 10-year hits, you're back.
But no, it's the Dolphins. I mean, good move for them. I don't know how I feel about the Dolphins.
The Dolphins, Tua's on a rookie deal, so they got to do it now. And
Tua
in my opinion,
also is a free agent after this upcoming season.
In my opinion, they're doing everything right.
Yes.
Jalen Ramsey's a dog. You have the best receiving core in the league. And
I mean, who do you have in the slot? I mean,
no
what?
Monogamy.
Yeah, but then that pushes Byron Jones away?
Byron Jones was cut, I think.
Was he?
Yeah.
Shows how much I've been fucking paying attention.
I mean, dude, I think it was cut because his contract's even too high to support those three. Yeah.
Patriots legend Eric Rowe. I forgot they traded for Bradley Chubb.
I mean
the Dolphins.
Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, Ogba, Jalen Phillips, Jerome Baker, Bradley Chubb, Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, and Jalen Ramsey.
They did just bring back Mostert and Jeff Wilson.
That is gross.
You really just need to really help out the O-line.
It's not that bad.
I mean, what? You got Teron Armstead. Eichenberg is so inconsistent. Connor Williams sucks. I don't care what you say. Robert Hunt's okay. And Austin Jackson has been about what he's been.
It's not that bad.
You probably could use another O-lineman.
Yeah, I agree. But I think the defense, I don't know if I'd touch the defense.
No. Hell no.
They could take like another corner and like late and just see if he'll work out in the slot.
Maybe.
But
I mean, a little Clark Phillips action in the second, third round. If they even have that pick.
I don't know what picks they got.
But yeah, I was going to say because they just I know they've had to forfeit one. I don't know what. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like they have a second round pick.
Huh. Okay.
Depending on how, I don't know how recent this was. This was a week ago.
Okay, so that's about accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
2/3 it looks like. And
there you go.
Laptop just died on me.
What else did we miss? We touched Waller.
I think that's it. We hit all the I scrolled all the way down to Ramsey.
Let me just check Twitter, make sure nothing else has happened while I've been recording, just to be sure. Because as soon as we get in the car to leave, Caleb McGarry is back in the Falcons, 3-year, $34 million deal. It's good. I mean, that's very light. That's a very light contract for him. He's really good. That solidifies their tackles. Chargers cut Matt Filer, who had an $8.5 million cap hit. Cowboys are in the mix to land D-Hop. Okay. Colts cut Matt
Cowboys
Ryan.
have D-Hop.
Yeah, Colts cut Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really looking like it's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll leave it off with this. Said it at the end of the mock draft. If your girlfriend's going to Florida for spring break, leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Peace.